There have been high review scores across the board for Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and there is good reason for that. This game is literally a masterpiece, the crowning achievement of Konami and a pure work of art by Hideo Kojima. The Metal Gear series is my favorite game series of all time. I love every single one of the games, except for Snake's Revenge. That crap doesn't count. I'm not sure if I can say that The Phantom Pain is my favorite game in the series, but I can say that it is the best game in the series. Let me explain. Metal Gear Solid on the original PlayStation is my favorite game of all time, by a nostalgia standpoint. That game just has so much history for me that I love it. However, that being said, The Phantom Pain is the best game in the series because it doesn't fall short on any of the aspects of a good game. First, let's talk about the gameplay. This game has the best controls of any Metal Gear game. It may take a bit of getting used to, because there are a lot of things to do, but once you get the hang of it, it is very simple to control Snake. Also, there are so many things to do in The Phantom Pain. Not only do you have main story missions, but there are also 157 side ops. Then, there are combat deployment missions where you can send the soldiers of your army out to do missions of their own, which will net you all kinds of rewards. Then, there is also the expansion of your new mother base, an offshore rig where you are building your army known as Diamond Dogs. You must build Mother Base up with various different platforms for various different jobs, such as research and development platforms for developing weapons and items for you to use while in the field, and combat platforms where soldiers can deploy from to commence combat deployment missions. But in order to do all this, you need GMP, which is the money of the game, which you can earn by doing pretty much anything. In order to populate Mother Base with soldiers to do all these jobs, you must extract them from the field, either by bringing them back to your helicopter, or by Fultoning them out of the area with Fulton balloons. And not only can you Fulton people, but you can also Fulton animals to your animal conservation platform, or upgrade the Fulton balloons to allow extraction of entire shipping containers and even enemy vehicles. You can also build not only Mother Base, but also a Forward Operating Base, or FOB. This FOB is like a Mother Base for online mode, where you can invade other people's bases and earn big rewards. There is also a regular Metal Gear Online competitive multiplayer mode, but I can't comment a whole lot on these because I am not a really big online gamer. However, it is a fun addition to the game. There are 2 large maps to explore, 3 if you count Mother Base. The other 2 are northern Kabul, Afghanistan, and the Angola-Zaire border region of Africa. I found myself wishing there was another map in the game, but these 2 areas are huge and fairly diverse in the layout of the land, and there isn't a shortage of anything to do in them, so I don't really have any complaints. The story of this game is superb. Just like any Metal Gear story, it is deep and engrossing. Many characters return in one way or another, whether it be physically or in one of many cassette tapes that you can find either by receiving them as rewards for missions, or even finding them out in the open world, much like in the case of the dozens of 80s hit songs found playing in radios across the world. The story has many twists and turns, and everything fits together neatly and perfectly. The story does a great job of explaining everything and finishing up the overall puzzle of the Metal Gear universe. Don't get me wrong, there are still a couple pieces missing from this jigsaw puzzle, but the game does a great job of answering a lot of questions. However, what the story does throw at you is something that completely changes everything we know about the Metal Gear universe. Now, the game is superb, but as I said, it is missing a few pieces, and I have to give it an honest review. Unlike the rest of the world, I played the PS3 version of the game, and I noticed a few minor glitches. Nothing big though. Like, occasionally I would see a glimmer on the ground for a second and would think it was something I could collect, but many times it was just a glitch. No big deal, but it was something I noticed. Another glitch that I noticed is that at one point in the game, you were going down on this large elevator, and I noticed that when you got to the bottom, the background started glitching up, and it was like the surfaces of everything outside the door of the building was glitching in and out of existence. But as soon as you walked toward the door, the game corrected itself and everything was fine. I did that mission twice, and the same thing happened both times. Again, not a huge problem, but it was something I had to mention. Occasionally, while playing the game, I would come across a ledge or slope that I should be able to climb up on, or walk right over, but I would just end up sliding down it. A bit annoying, but it didn't really happen often enough to where it would be a problem. All that aside, I would have to still give the game a perfect score, because of how amazing it really is. However, there is one flaw that I learned about after completing the game. There is one very important mission that was cut from the game due to time constraints. You can see the story of the mission through concept art and an unfinished cutscene online. I will leave a link for that here, but it is something that should have been in the game. And to be honest, I hate the fact that it was left out. But if later on down the line Konami finished that mission and released it as DLC, I would probably buy it, because it sounds like it would be a fun time. But because that integral mission was left out of the game, I cannot say it is a perfect game. But I can say that it is a masterpiece, and I commend Hideo Kojima and his team, along with anyone else who worked on this game. You have done a phenomenal job. I definitely recommend you check this game out, because I would say it is a top contender for Game of the Year. This has been Doughboy with Hardcore Academy, and peace out.